like this drone chant thing, and you know, I don't know what I'm doing or anything, but I listened to the CD and I started copying it, and so like a section happens there, and then there's a part where I do this like Arabian thing. Of course, another just I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And then there's a part like where it's like a regular kind of I don't know, like a singable melody, and then like a yelling thing. I think there'll probably in general be a lot more yelling on this record, actually. A lot of the songs are a little more prone to scream over. They're begging for it, actually.
Was that an influence from like the stuff you did with John Zorn?
Not the songs, but definitely probably the way I'm delivering. Yes. Kind of learned a lot from doing that stuff. Yeah. I learned how to make my voice sound less like a voice and more like other things, which is I was lucky to be able to do that. Probably. I mean, so I mean, probably one of the goals, or definitely one of my goals live, is to kind of have people go, "What was that? Was that a keyboard? Was that a sample? Was that a?"
Mike.
I think it's probably a good thing.
How would you say the bungle stuff influenced you with this new album?
Probably just put a lot of anger into the lyrics. Musically, I wouldn't say there's a lot, other than there's a song that I wrote completely myself, and I think maybe some people will say, "Gee, that kind of sounds like Mr. Bungle," but it's just a song I wrote. So, yeah, I don't think it really. There's still like pretty big distinction between the two bands. I hope. I think. Really don't have much to say.
Come on. If you do, I mean, I saw the show that you did with John Zorn. I don't know how you would
Where?
describe that. The one in New York at the Monkey.
Oh, okay.
Is that indicative of some things that are going to be on the new album?
No. Like I say, as far as what I'm doing, maybe, yeah. I mean, I'm
going to stop here for a second.
Okay.
Thank your tape is giving me an RF warning.
What's that?
RF warning.
It just cleared.
What's an RF warning?
It means the heads are clogging.
Oh my god.
Really?
Is it okay?
It just cleared itself.
Okay. When you were mentioning...
Bad tape?
We'll want to check tape, though, after this.
Should we change tape?
Exact. No, we'll just leave this here. Let me reset it to 0 for control track, which will tell us where that was. Maybe we'll come back to it.
The tape clogging. Can we go ahead?
Yeah.
Okay. Mike, when you were talking before about the different vocalizations and maybe styles that were going to be on the album, you said something about, like, really, like, I guess, grating your voice or screaming.
Yeah.
What am I trying to ask you?
What was I saying? It's inevitable that some of the stuff that I did with Zorn, yes, will creep in. Song structure and arrangement-wise, probably not. But as far as really distorting my voice and disguising it and making it sound like a machine, or basically taking it as far away from a voice as I can is one of my goals. Goal? I don't have any goals. What am I saying?
Intention.
Yeah. But what did you said something about Bungle earlier? About
how is the stuff you did with Bungle? How has that influenced this?
Oh yeah.
You're writing on a new album.
Probably the fact that we work in such spurts.
And maybe styles that were going to be on the album. You said something about, like, really, like, I guess, grating your voice or screaming.
Yeah.
What am I trying to ask you?
What was I saying? It's inevitable that some of the stuff that I did with Zorn, yes, will creep in. Song structure and arrangement-wise, probably not. But as far as really distorting my voice and disguising it and making it sound like a machine, or basically taking it as far away from a voice as I can is one of my goals. Goal? I don't have any goals. What am I saying?
Intention.
Yeah. But what did you said something about Bungle earlier? About
how is the stuff you did with Bungle? How has that influenced this?
Oh yeah.
You're writing on the new album.
Probably the fact that we work in such spurts affected the way that I write lyrics, which is also in spurts. And the fact that along with Mr. Bungle comes a lot of frustration also will seep in.
How has it influenced the other guys?
In this band?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. You mean our record?
Yeah.
What do you mean, Mr. Bungle in general?
No, the fact that you went and you did another album with someone else, do you think that that's influenced them at all? And the way they've written the songs?
That's a toughie. There's no problems, if that's what you mean. There's no real problems. We're not the best communicating band in the world, and sometimes, you know, problems arise that way. But since it's such a weird situation, everyone involved is kind of prone to rumor or insecurity or paranoia, things like this, little things like this, have a lot more bearing. And usually, yeah, if something like that happens, you just got to nip it in the bud, and then it's over. But I'm sure a lot of people, you know, or at one time, a lot of people in both of the bands or organizations were a little wary of what was going on. That's fine by me.
You spoke about a vocalization that was like a Tibetan monk. Is that the part that Roddy was working on before?
Yeah, actually.
Can you say that, so then I can put the two of them together?
Probably won't be able to hear it really well, but yeah, the part earlier that Roddy was working on, that you guys were filming, was that part where I was doing that Tibetan mimicry, mockery. No, that part before that you guys were filming that Roddy was working on was the part that I was trying to be a Tibetan monk. Same part.
Cool, cool. And I was overhearing, like, you said something like, oh, make it sound like a seagull or something. Was that just something you said off the cuff and then it stuck? And that's the way it's going to be recorded?
I think, yeah, a lot of the best things happen like that, starting out either as a joke or, yeah, it's something really horrible. Those things kind of stick because you kind of get used to them and fall in love with this rotten sound that doesn't belong there. And usually those things will stick. But yeah, with that seagull thing, it's something I heard Billy messing around with earlier, and yeah, I just yelled it out. And who knows if it'll stick.
Okay. Can you describe how the other guys sound in the new songs? Like, what does Jim's guitar sound like to you?
Very absent. Jim's very absent in a lot of our new songs. We were actually during that period before the record that I was telling you about, where Jim Martin was a little scarce. We were thinking about hiring a private detective just to see what was going on in his life, because we couldn't get any guitar parts out of him. And that's why I was really, curious to see what he said about our new record, because, he knows so much about it.
I'll send you a tape.
But, yeah, another thing we're thinking about doing is, never told Jim this, so I hope he doesn't see this, but we're thinking about putting an ad in a local music magazine.